Hello everyone, this is Mark Tenlow with another video. This video is about the concept of karma and whether it exists in our world. A few days ago I had a haircut from a barbershop, $10 barbershop in Sunny Bank, Brisbane. The left side of my hair is somewhat longer than the right side. You can't see it very well on camera, but I'm really disappointed with my haircut. And I'm going to get it even up as soon as possible. But apart from that, what is karma to start off with? Karma is the concept or the belief that what deeds we do in our real life will come back to us as good or in a reciprocal form. So if we do something good to another person, for example, or another animal, the goodness that we impart to that person or animal will come back to us through, I don't know what channels, just mysterious channels, I suppose. I've heard a definition of karma that's a little bit different than that. It's known as the ripple effect, which has been proposed by one of my friends. He said that, or he wrote that karma is the idea that when you step into a pool, you create a number of ripples in the pool. Those ripples represent the deeds that you do to other people, other animals, or other parts of the world. And those ripples cause other ripples, which cause other ripples, and so on. And there's a leading on effect with those ripples, and eventually they'll come back to you and cause you to feel the same effect. I think that both of these definitions of karma are useful, but I will ultimately argue that karma does not really exist because there are many people who don't don't comply with the rules of karma and still live a very good life. So if you think of some people who make a lot of money, who are very wealthy, a lot of these people would say that they've made their life because they've worked hard or whatever. In many cases this is true, but this does not justify one person being much richer than another who hasn't worked. So, in my opinion, the world is very unfair. I believe that there are rich people who are snobs and rich people who don't care about karma and still live a very good life. So that's why I don't believe that karma is universal. So if you take a really poor person, I suppose in some ways that poor person could do a lot of good deeds to other people and live frugally and still be very well respected and very well loved, but still be very poor because he gives to other people too much, maybe, or much more than other people give back to him. In some ways, the rules of karma apply to this person as well, I guess. But I just don't think that that justice is always or often, even often, served on such people. I, for example, am someone who doesn't outwardly give to other people, but I obey a lot of the rules of karma. At the same time, I suffer a lot in my life, not least because I'm a client of Mental Health Authority in Australia. So I'm forced to take medications and I'm forced to comply with all these rules and so on. And I'm deeply afraid of the police. So what I'm suggesting is that even though I'm a very, very good person, the karma that I impart to other people often doesn't come back to me. And that's why I don't believe in the concept. I don't believe it's a rule. I don't believe in God. I don't believe that there's an omniscient God. But I will explain why I believe that some people act like gods in this world. And in some ways, they have more power than they need or put more power than they deserve, I believe. So on that point, I wanted to mention something that I wrote down just a few minutes ago, which is the idea that to be a god in this world, you need to make other people's dreams come true. So it's possible for a person like me to become a god if I had great talents, like Mark Zuckerberg, who is the founder of and the creator of Facebook, for example. This person, Mark Zuckerberg, has created Facebook, which is a world of communication for a lot of people, including myself, who use his social media platform to virtually live in a world communicating with other people and thrive in that world and get a lot of sustenance from that world. So in some ways, Mark Zuckerberg is a god because he has made the dreams of others come true, but he's made a lot of money himself, obviously. So he's very privileged, but he's caused other people to become even richer in their own lives as well. And in some ways, if you are in this world, if you're very, very talented, I don't think he's grateful. He's particularly, great himself. I believe that he had opportunity. I believe that he was able to take advantage of opportunities, and I believe that he was very lucky, and I believe that he was talented, and his parents obviously had something to do with the fact that he was fortunate enough to be able to create Facebook. So in some ways, karma is it's a useful concept, but I don't think it's an ultimate concept, because I believe that we can be nice to people and get good effects back, but we don't have to be nice to people. We can swindle our way out of being nice to people and animals and still have a good life for ourselves. Which is not to say that I don't believe in being nice to other people. In fact, quite the opposite is true. I believe that being vegan and being nice to the planet and being nice to other people in a Christian sort of way, although I'm not a Christian myself, is probably a good thing. Having said that, I don't believe that a lot of people who don't follow those rules are not living a good life and are happier than I am, for example. So in some sense, karma does have value as a concept. But in an ultimate sense, I believe that it doesn't exist, and I believe that there are a lot of innocent beings in this world who suffer. Animals in particular, commodified animals in particular, or koalas in the wild who lose their habitat due to deforestation. All these sorts of examples of sentient beings who aren't able to experience a good life, even though they've done nothing wrong to other parts of the planet. My basic idea is that although we should respect the idea of karma, there is another thing that we have to be aware of, and that is known as strategizing. So if we commit a crime, for example, we have to know how to get away with it. If we want to be a pedophile, we have to kind of be aware of the consequences of being a pedophile. And I'm not arguing in this video whether being a pedophile is a good thing or a bad thing. I've argued that being a pedophile is not a bad thing in the past. I've argued that pedophiles are not particularly bad people. But if you believe that they are, and you want to get away with what you're doing, or you're a pedophile and you want to get away with what you're doing, then I guess that karma doesn't really apply to you, and you can strategize and still get away with literally causing a lot of harm to another person if that's what you believe has happened. The interesting thing about karma is that there are no set rules. So what one person believes is a good thing is not necessarily what another person believes is a good thing, and the same with bad things. So we all have our opinion on what's good and bad, and for that reason, that's why I believe that the universe is not universal as such. It's a subjective experience, and I'm very fixed on the idea that we live in a world which is highly randomized, and at the same time it has order in it, but that's not an ultimate order, and I may suffer a lot in my life and still not get the karma back that I so deserve. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it, and I will see you next time in another talk. So have a lovely day, and God bless if you believe in God. Bye for now.